What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown. Today is Saturday, September 23rd, and we got a great show for you today. And we got an awesome interview with the most powerful man at Barstool, Tim Hitchings. Let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck.
This is it. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you.
All right, welcome to Barstool Breakdown. I'm Frankie here with my co-host Jonathan. What a week it's been, Jonathan. How we doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Frankie. It's been another great week in Barstool. I'd say we just roll right into it and start with the biggest thing this week to me. It's the Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup has taken over the world. I mean, the whole golf world was talking about day one. Was it a 4 or 5? I'll just start with that. Was it a 4 or 5 for you?
I mean, it's a 5. That's just the rules, and it is what it is. I've been on the side of Kirk Minahan is an asshole. He sucks and whatever. He's grown on me, and he's right in this situation. I mean, what's your take, first of all? But he's right.
No, Kirk was right. Kirk was right. It's a 5. You had I forget the guy's name, but the major champion that won 3 majors, said something about it, saying it was a 5. If you're playing by the actual rules, there was a guy that screen grabbed the actual golf rules from the handbook and showed that, it's a 5. And yeah, Kirk knew he was right in the moment. And what's even crazy about that match is, they took a stroke penalty later for Hank not marking his ball. So they came back.
It was such a moot point.
Basically.
It was such a moot point because, like you said, if he was going to do a little stickler rule shit, at some point Dave was going to either just nix it or he was going to pull some rule shit, which he did. They picked the ball up, they didn't put a marker down, and they didn't give it to him, so they took a stroke on that. So either way, both of those things canceled each other out, and Hank and Kirk won, fair and square, to be honest with you. So
outright.
The haters are definitely making this, more of what it is, which is good for content for Barstool, but it's like, come on, guys. Either way, they both did asshole things. Kirk started it for sure, but it was a 5. You just don't knock that shit in. Why are you knocking it in? Let him shoot the shot.
Yeah, and then Dave helping him. Dave basically came over to help his team and called the other bullshit for Hank not marking his ball. But I think he put the pressure on Francis, and Francis choked. Francis didn't play well for the, we've seen him on Barstool Golf with Francis, with Frankie Borelli, and yeah, he played terrible. And then Kirk hits the shot of the day, leaves it 5 feet from the pin, and it was a hell of a match to get going. But I mean, before we go into the second match, what are your thoughts on the handshake deal with Big Cat and Prez? They make a handshake deal for hey, don't take PFT, I won't take Frankie, and then Big Cat 2 seconds later realizes oh shit, why do I have to make that deal? PFT is not top tier golfer. He's not going to get drafted right away. So he took it back right away. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was my first note I had written down here, and I feel bad because Big Cat's my guy. I think he's my favorite at the company. I feel like he's the guy that really makes the company run. We were just talking earlier offline about how much he does every day. So it was just a dumbass move. I think he just lost all thought process for a second and was just all right, cool. Yeah. Frankie's Dave's guy. PFT's my guy. I want to have PFT on my team. Dave will probably want Frankie. So let's just make a deal that we'll just take both of them last. That's what I was thinking, at least, was they'll just take those two at the end and everyone else, go later on. Either way, that's like saying, okay, we'll think about it. If they're doing a hockey game and they're okay, well, you guys, I'll have Biz and then you guys get, Jake Marsh because he's it just doesn't equate. You know what I mean? That one's a golfer and one's XFL kicker. So it just, I don't know. I just think it was a stupid bet. And I understand the handshake was made, but even if you're Dave, do you want that? Do you want to win like that? So I don't know. To me, it was I didn't like it. I did like at the end that they finalized it with okay, you guys get to pick the matches then, even though I think it was bullshit. I feel Big Cat said, I'm not holding up the bet. I'm taking Frankie and whatever. So you want to, do protest, whatever. But That's where I
Yeah,
stand. What
I
about you?
think Dave kind of made a lot out of it. I feel like once Big Cat went back on it, like it was right away. For me, I would have been like, yeah, whatever. But of course, Dave, being the showman that he is, he's gonna make a big deal out of it. But he did get to pick the matches, and it seemed like that backfired on him because his Francis and
Yeah,
Arian combo loses to Kirk and Hank, and then day two he's got Dan Rapport and PFT going to go up against him and Jersey Jerry with an all-time terrible performance out there.
brutal.
Dave getting in his own guy's head has been a recurring theme of this. Like I said with the first match, it seems like he got into Francis' head coming down the stretch there. Kirk took over that match, and then he was in. He says this guy, with Jersey Jerry, and then right away
He was
Jersey
saying,
Jerry's
"This
like, hey,
guy, this
Dave, Dave,
guy."
Dave, you can't do that. My head, it's not good with my head when you do that. It's not good. Yeah, and like
Dude, you made a
PFT was
good point before, by the way. Like, you just said it before. You were like, "Yeah, Dave was being kind of an asshole about the big cat thing, whatever." Like, that was the first asshole move, kind of, in my opinion. You know what I mean? If you're a friend and you understand, like, "Oh, this is just a friendly match, Kirk. What the fuck are you doing? Why are we doing this bullshit, dirtbag moves?" I think it's a dirtbag move to say, "Okay, yeah, PFT and Frankie are even then," in my opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to go at Dave or anything, but it's like, dude, you kind of started it if you're going to say that this handshake bet that Big Cat immediately called off. It was a stupid ass bet. Big Cat knew it. It was stupid that they did a handshake. That's why he let him pick the matches because he knew he was going to look bad. You know what I mean? He even said it on the yak. He's like, "I was an all time blunder on the first episode, but just watch it."
yeah,
So
oh yeah,
anyway,
it's great. And
sorry.
then the last match was Riggs and Trent versus Big Cat and Frankie, where you'd probably make Riggs and Trent a huge favorite, but Big Cat and Frankie led the whole like they were the. I'll say it this way: Riggs and Trent never led. They never led the match. Big Cat and Frankie would get a stroke up, they'd lose it right back. They'd tie a couple holes, and then again, like they take the lead and lose it right back. Never trailed. Ended up being a split match. Both teams get half a point, so Team Portnoy doesn't get shut out. But like his leadership has failed
They
so
should have
far.
won.
They went 0-2. Like they probably should have gone 0-3. Big Cat would drive her off the deck, hit some two legendary drivers off the deck, and yeah, and Frankie did his job too. It's really impressive that Big Cat with Frankie is equal to Trent and Riggs, who are the golf guys.
Yeah, I mean, I have in my notes here that the Big Cat Frankie and Riggs Trent match was my favorite match, even though the Kirk and Hank versus Francis and Arian was such a good match with all the drama and all that stuff. I love, the content from Big Cat and Frankie always. Riggs and Trent were great too. It was actually really funny too to watch, like when Riggs would make a shot that was not very good, he would be like, "All right, it's all right, yeah, all right, let's go T. All right, T." Kept calling Trent T, which was weirding me out. But yeah, the comments were also just shredding Riggs about his swing and stuff and how he wasn't a five handicap. So
Right.
shout
Yeah.
out Riggs and
If you're
his five handicap.
familiar, if you're familiar with foreplay a little bit, like you see that Riggs is always called Trent T, but Big Cat being like, "Hey
Yeah,
man, like I don't like that he calls you T. Like that's patronizing.
yeah,
Don't let him do that. Like just trying to split up and put a divide in the team. And like Big Cat, also a great showman and like a great competitor. Was even trying to get Frankie to putt first on the last hole because he was like, "I want all the
yeah.
pressure. I want all the pressure." Like yeah, he
I
was
had that
begging
here
for
too.
it.
I had
Yeah,
Frankie's face when he said, "Let me putt first," because he was
he
just
was
like,
like, yeah.
"Dude, then I can see the line. Come on, man. Dude, don't do that to me, man." Like, it was
Yeah,
just
you
like
don't
so
switch it
Frankie
up on the
Borelli.
last hole. Yeah.
But dude, Frankie then walking in the two putts that they should have won,
Oh yeah.
leaving them like millimeters away, dude. Oh, and he's just like, "I'm such a fucking asshole. I'm walking that in." Whatever. It was just
Well,
so funny.
Big Cat hit the biggest
But
putt of the match for them. He hit the biggest one. Yeah, but I think Neil said it in our group chat. He said this has been all time content, the Ryder Cup so far, and I completely agree.
it's
It's been electric. I can't wait for next week. They're gonna have some great matches. They're already there was a new promo out. If you've seen Sports Advisors, they had a new promo for like the next week coming up.
yep.
It's gonna be phenomenal going forward.
All right, that's all I got for that. Let's just move on to Most Dangerous Game, which is the next, big show that's been going on. Even though it's once a week, which is kind of tough to be honest with you. I wish it was a little bit more than that, but it's been good. I mean, we get one more episode, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's how it is. But yeah, great episode. I kind of felt bad for Rudy and Francis to start it because Rowan wakes you up. Your only night in the
Fucked
chalet.
up.
Like, yeah, you get woken, but they should have seen it coming. Like Rudy said it. He's like, we were talking about how like we're gonna get great nights of sleep, and they did it last. They did it last season where they woke you up in the middle of the night once. So I mean, he should have known it was coming at some point. but yeah, and the way that Roan woke everyone up, he's fully dressed, like wide awake. You can tell he's been
I
up, and
know.
he's just in there. He's like, "Good morning," like waking everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Like, fuck off. Like, but
Yeah, I'd
Megan
say
making money,
Megan was
especially.
not
Yeah.
happy. I had not seen her in that, like, mindset before, or state of mind, I should say, but my god, she was just like, fuck you," whatever, and then even
Oh,
when she
especially.
won the
Yeah.
competition, she was like,
Yeah.
fuck
No,
you,"
I
like,
haven't.
pointing people out and shit too,
Well, I have it.
like
I
it
have
was
it here
their
in my
fault.
notes. I have it here in my notes. As soon as she won the challenge, it's "fuck you, bitches!" Like fucking just yelling at everyone. The cameraman, Roan, like anybody was getting the heat from Megan on that fucking electric win from Megan. Like she was like, "I'm ready to like." The snakes didn't phase her. She just was all about business, and like she had a good
I
strategy.
would have been shit myself, dude.
She was pushing
Fuck
the
that.
ropes over with her feet, like whatever she
Yeah,
felt. She
that
was
was
just
so smart.
yeah, I mean, she outsmarted everyone. She was ready to go back to sleep, and she probably got the longest stay in the chalet. So, yeah, props to
Yeah.
Megan making money. She fucking crushed it. And then I think I called that last week where like it looked like that Rudy Francis dynamic was about to get split up, and it did.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on Stoolie Wednesday, the day after, that Rudy and Francis, click thing, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that next episode they're talking about Rudy and Francis and needing to break them up." And I think most of us said that it was either going to be Grace or Francis that was going to be out next. I had mentioned I think it was going to be Francis because when you looked at what was left, actually, I think I might have said Grace first, then Francis, but makes sense that they would put Francis first because if you're going to vote out Francis, it kind of has to be this week, right? Because if you start doing that, like try to do that next week, like I feel like he's a big brain dude. He'd be able to kind of, I
Right.
know, maneuver his way to, oh, let's vote for this person, or let's just stick with the guys and just get Megan out, or whatever. But that Megan and Spider connection, dude, I'm telling you, those were going to be the final two. Um, and
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. It kind of seems that way, especially if you're Rudy right now or Grace. You got to be worried. I mean, that Megan, because Spider comes up to the house. That's kind of how it's been going. Those if you spend a night in the house, you're getting targeted next day. So it's definitely. I forget how the final works. Do they vote for all four, or does someone get eliminated first? I forget how that goes.
Yeah, I wanna say, didn't,
Someone will get eliminated first,
didn't
right?
they not what didn't they did Francis getting voted out, was that the last thing that happened in the episode?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it cut. So, what I wanna say is that they vote somebody out, they do a challenge and vote somebody out, and then there's 3 left, and then they do, like, the council, and then they vote for the
Yeah.
winner. I think Sam actually mentioned that on Stoolie Wednesday, and I was like, "Alright, that's probably right because he's pretty good with that shit."
Right. So it seems like if you're Rudy or Grace here, you got to make besties with Megan or Spider. And I think that Spider has trusted Rudy all along. Megan has trusted Rudy pretty well, but I think they're both liable to flip. So it's kind of a toss up here. Maybe Grace. I want to call Grace getting out first, and then I still got Spider as my winner. I think Spider's still my winner. But it does seem like everything's turning towards Megan making money. But I'm gonna hold on to my guy Spider and wish him the best on it.
Yeah, I feel like making, like a I guess that's what it is because it's really just it's not even a prediction, it's just a guess because at this point, like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking to myself as you were saying that, I'm like, I think it's gonna be Megan and Spider are the final. I mean, obviously, not the final 2, I guess there's gonna be 1 more, whatever, but I think those are the 2 that are gonna get the most votes. Like, maybe if Rudy's around, Francis will vote for Rudy, whatever, but the 2 girls probably vote
Maybe. I mean,
for
Rudy
Megan
Rudy
and
backstabbed him, so maybe.
well, that's my point. I literally was about to say the 2 girls probably vote for Megan. If it's Francis probably votes for Spider if Rudy's not there, whatever. And then I'm thinking to myself, maybe not. Maybe Grace goes, "Oh, fucking Megan backstabbed me in this next episode," and then doesn't vote for her or whatever. Like, I have
Right.
no idea, dude. And I think that's the best part about this content is that you really don't know where it's gonna go because the next thing is gonna be, you think, "Oh, look, Francis and Rudy, they have this great alliance. They're gonna go to the finals together," and then bang, they're out.
Yeah.
So and Francis is back into like, mental health. So it was
Yeah,
quite the episode. And the
the way
ending
that
was
yeah.
yeah.
The
Go
way
ahead.
that he like his like after the camera, after he gets eliminated and they're like, that you want to get something from the guy that just got eliminated. He's just staring at the camera all sad and shook and He's like, I really just can't right now, guys. Like, come on, don't be a pussy, bro. Give us some content. Like, don't fucking give me the sad boy
That was
fucking
the
shit. Like,
content.
oh, I thought they were all my friends. No, motherfucker, this is a game. You're out here to win 25 grand. You're out here to backstab motherfuckers so you can win. Like, you should have known it was coming. You should have protected yourself better. Maybe come up with a different plan. Like, that's what happens when you make buddy buddy with one guy and you're hugging him in your big robe in the big house. Like, people can sense that shit coming. I don't know. It was a sad boy cop out the way he did it, and yeah, I don't know. It's good to see Francis go, but yeah, I'm sticking with Spider. All right, moving out of most dangerous game. Let's go ahead and roll right into Barstool Radio. A lot happened this week. You know, you got Keegs on beefing about Swift. You got a lot went down, but I think the biggest thing was Dave Portnoy, right?
Yeah. I mean, most recent one too, of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts? What hit you from radio?
Well, the 11-minute video that Dave posted to Twitter obviously was, probably the biggest thing of the week. Kind of funny how you get to finally see, and I think when he records something and posts it out, there was no edit. There was nothing, whatever. I mean, there was a spot. He was like, "Oh, I got a call, whatever." Nothing was said there. She even said, "Okay, whatever." Like, it's just so funny how people just grasp at little things like, "Oh, he says he doesn't edit videos, but there was a cut," or, you know, um, I don't know, he's just a bully or whatever these people are saying. It's like, are you listening to these conversations at all? Like, do you hear any part of this? Because he's just saying, I want to, read the article, or I want to like hear what you guys have to say before you're saying it, not fucking, an hour before you're going to release it or some shit like that. And it's like everyone that's like a Barstool, like, in the Barstool world, or that's a stoolie, or even just a fan of Barstool in general, they're like, okay, like these people at Washington Post are a bunch of jackasses. This
Right.
lady is a liar. She just lied twice. But like you have people like fucking PFT's brother sitting there commenting saying, "Oh, you're going after a journalist for doing her job and whatever." And it's like, just chill out, Jackson Mahomes.
No,
Okay,
I
let
mean,
let
yeah,
Dave do his thing.
right. Yeah, that was a great tweet shared by Sam. It was fucking yeah, Patrick Mahomes and Jackson Mahomes. Comparing PFT and his brother. But yeah, it's just real reporting isn't real anymore. Like, it just isn't. Like she said, she never said anything negative, and then Dave catches her in a lie. Was like, well, you sent like this saying I was misogynic to all of my sponsors or whatever, and it's true. Like, she was using it as clickbait. That's basically what her defense was. Like, well, I was trying to like get a reaction out of them, get a rise. Like, that's clickbait 101. If I put up like some girl like with big titties as our YouTube cover, we probably get more clicks than just our faces with Tim Hitchings. But
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that because we're authentic reporters here. We're reporting the truth. We give you the real stuff. But no, Dave versus the Post, man. It was Electra. I think Davey Page views is back. He had 30 million views on that, like that
yeah,
video alone. And that's just last I checked. I haven't checked recently, but yeah. And then it's been a huge ratio too. Like, since they released the article, uh, they have like 5 million views on it and like 200 likes and like 5,000 replies. Like, the stoolies go crazy. You can't come with the prez and
yeah,
not expect to get caught up in some bullshit. And like both those, what's crazy is both those reporters, they don't even have like both their tweets are protected. Like, what kind of reporting are you doing where you're like out on a social media platform, but you're gonna have protected tweets? Like, what the
right.
fuck? Like, be genuine, be
Well, what do you?
yourself. Like, what are
It's
you so
who are
afraid
you
of?
writing the article for? Who are you
Right,
writing the article for? You're not writing the article for consumer. You're writing the article for your little audience that loves the stuff that you write. That you're, oh, we're gonna hate on this guy. He's a little mean guy. Whatever. He did this interview
right,
with Trump, and he doesn't.
and
He yells at people. Shut the
right.
fuck up. That's.
No,
But what do you think about the KFC? Because that's what I wrote down. I want to know your take on that. He had said that he thinks that if someone writes like a positive article, if they go into it thinking negative, then they write a positive article, that it would really take off and it would be good. I think in the stoolie world, sure, it would be great, but I think these people are so set in their ways. It's all like half of it's politics to them too. You know
I
what I
think
mean? They
that
have their
they've
politics set.
Dave referenced an occasion where that happened, where someone came into like not liking him and then left and was like, "Well, you're completely different than I expected." But I'm not sure of like the specific reference what he was talking about, but I mean, yeah, it would get clicks, but like what they're trying to do is like spread hate and like once you get so high, people just want to bring you down. So that's just kind of how it works in the world we
Yeah,
live in today. So it's expected to get like these hate shots and shit. Like Large was on last week talking about as soon as he joined Barstool, Deadspin wrote a hit piece on him. Like it just happens.
right. About him
It's
being
gonna
fat.
happen, especially being yeah, exactly right. Yep. Uh, but yeah, it was just Dave versus the post. Like Dave is dunking all over the post, and that's just how it's gonna go. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
no, I
that's all
mean,
I
I
really
think
got on that.
that was the biggest thing to me. I had a couple other notes just from earlier in the week. Um, Shout out fucking fights, dude. Absolute beast doing 105 dumbbell press on the bench. Just the Taylor and Will challenge. Just absolute
How
monster.
many times did he do it?
I think it was oh shit, it was way
I
earlier in
could
the
look
week. It was
that
like
up.
Monday. It was like oh, me too. I'm just saying, dude. Like guys at Barstool, how many guys at Barstool do you think are putting up 105 dumbbell bench, dude?
Him,
Not many.
KB,
I don't know.
Will.
Even KB. I don't know. You think KB? Because yeah, all right, I'll give it to him.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
KB's
KB
a
will do it.
beast, dude. That black shirt, dude. Whew,
Yeah, he was
homie
ripping
was
through it,
popping through
ripping
that
through it.
shit on on
Yeah,
Thursday or whatever it was.
flexing out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know. I probably him, KB, like I said, Will Taylor,
Yeah,
Deion
see,
Sanders,
you're
maybe.
I don't even think so. Maybe JP. You're talking not many
JP's a
others are.
push-up guy. He's the calisthenics guy, and he's not a Barstool guy.
but yeah, I had that. I also had Biz and Wit taking their victory lap, obviously, because Babcock was out. So good on them. We talked
Yeah.
about that last week. But the only other thing that I had that
No,
was
and
kind of
wait,
a
real quick.
bigger like non good.
That's well deserved because Mark Madden was he's this guy that tweeted out like saying like there's probably gonna be zero to little fallout from this, like whatever, like talking about shit on
Yep.
chicklets. The coach gets fired. I even replied just like a gif of Biz,
Right.
like when he's like sitting there, like oh going crazy. Like, yeah, but yeah, that guy fucking stinks. Suck a dick. But yeah, and
Yeah.
then yeah, go
Loser.
ahead. Yeah, continue with your notes. I'm sorry.
No, I just had one more thing inside Barstool and one thing outside of Barstool that they talked about. And the one thing outside of Barstool was the Lauren Boebert story.
Yeah, the blogs are
Hot.
getting fucked with again. You gotta let Dante
Hot.
blog. Yeah, oh yeah, super hot.
Yeah.
She's sexy. Yeah, oh yeah, super
Yeah.
hot.
Whew.
Like
Smoke,
Dave,
dude. Talk about smoke show of the week.
Dan and PFT were talking. Big Cat and PFT were talking about it on PMT a little bit. Is like the only downside of that video is like we didn't get to see the rest. Like it probably would have been great.
Right, yeah, dude, yeah, I
Uh,
mean, god damn,
yeah,
just
but
right
no,
in the
you got
middle
it.
of that place.
Nate Dogg not letting Dante blog about it was weird. Stop fucking putting mute buttons
I
on
don't
people.
get that,
We want
dude,
to.
I
No, it
don't
doesn't make
really
any sense.
understand what yeah,
Nate
okay.
ended up saying it was a mistake. He said it was a mistake, like not putting it out there. But and then Dante expressed his beef with Gaz too, like about how ever since one certain occasion, he hasn't been able to talk to press like he used to or whatever. I didn't fully watch that whole thing, but I saw a clip on it to where they might have a little beef going on. But yeah, I don't know that whole situation. Like, just let the blogs go out. Like in Stool Sains, like Bill, it cuts to Billy, and Billy's like, yeah, I wrote 5 blogs today, and none of them got put out. Like, why are we muting everybody? Let's just put them all out. Who cares? And like, whatever gets read gets read.
I
You
say
can
at this point, the stool is the pirate ship is back, just fucking
yeah,
send them out, dude. It's like,
right. Quantity
Francis is
over
working there again, he wrote about a dead girl, so it's
yeah,
like,
right.
I think we're okay.
Yeah,
You can
we'll be
send a blog
fine.
out about a hot chick that was vaping and getting her groped in a theater.
Yeah, super hot though. Nice tits. I had surviving Barstool. It's 100 grand.
That's the last
Th-
thing I had. That was the
yeah.
inside thing that I had was just
Yep.
the cast of that and then the additions as well that Dave added on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got the full cast that was released was Dave, Big Cat, PFT, Hank, Rico, Kirk, Stephen Che, Tommy Smokes, Will Compton, KFC, Fights, and Gaz. And then what were the ads? Jersey Jerry and
Nate and Jersey Jerry
yeah,
were I don't
Nate
know
and
if
Jersey
they're
Jerry.
official additions, but when Dave says it, I assume that it's,
Right.
gonna go
So
if
I
he
mean,
wants it to
it
be.
should
So
be an ad. Those are two guys that I would like to see in there too. I think Nate Dogg will
I
get.
I can't believe I didn't think about Jerry right when I saw the list. I was like, "Oh, these people are great." Like
Oh,
Jerry
it's the
is
best of the best.
definitely one of the guys you got to have on there. His fucking mentals are just hysterical.
Yeah, it's gonna get a shot in mid-October. They said it's gonna be. I mean, that's gonna be all-time content. You got all those motherfuckers fighting over 100 grand. Like, It's going to be
I thought they
soon.
were gonna do
Really
it at the
soon.
new office, though. I was kind of upset about that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing it in the New York one.
Yeah, apparently that's what I had at least that's what I heard, that they're doing it in the New York office, which seems kinda crazy too, because it's not like I don't know, I feel like they had way less of a cast the last time they did it there, and it felt like it was kinda crammed and stuff. So I guess maybe because people were sleeping on fucking, like, body armor
Right.
boxes and shit last time. So maybe this time it's cleaned up since it's a new studio and stuff will be painted and stuff. They'll have places to go, but
No, it's going to be
I don't know.
hilarious
I'm
seeing
excited for
Kirk
that shit for
Minahan.
sure.
It's going to be hilarious seeing Kirk Minahan wake up at 6 a.m. and do his 3 mile run in the middle of the office. Like that'll be good.
All right. Well, speaking of the new office, let's just move right into the yak and we'll talk about Pete. Was on the yak. Guy can't come. He wears shorts that turn into pants and vice versa. God, he's so frustrating as a human being. Like, you just like every time he's there, I know I'm going to get aggravated, and I know that the guys are going to get aggravated, and that's why I love it because it makes me laugh. But for him to just take the pant legs off as slowly as he did when he was unzipping, I was like, God, I just want to
It's like
just punch him
37
right in the
seconds,
face.
38
It's just
seconds. Yeah, not bad.
he did it quick. I'm just saying, he could have done it faster, and you know that if they, you know, if it was the yak guys, they would have been like sitting there like trying to get it off quick. Meanwhile, he's just like slow, methodically, like, and
Yeah,
they're
he's
like,
all
oh,
business. All
it's
business
just so
Pete for a
funny.
reason.
But he did say October 18th to the 22nd, right? I mean,
I have
those were the
here November 1st, the official
well,
one.
October 18th to the 22nd was when they said that the studio opens, that PMT, I believe, and the Yak Studios. So he said if they want to do something from there, they can, unless I misheard that, but that was
No, I
earlier.
think you're right. Yeah, because I think mostly sports even will be in the building by then too. But
Yeah, he said there would be a couple things open. The basketball court they showed pictures of, which we found out now what who was saying who was telling us about. There was little things. Oh, it was Cliff, wasn't it? And he was like, he's like, I can't say anything, but it's just something stupid, whatever that we're waiting on. Now we figure out it was like piping right underneath the basketball court or some shit
right,
that Pete
something
was
like
saying
that.
that was
Yeah.
holding stuff up. Just ridiculous. But pretty much going to be ready soon, and we're going to get to see it finally. So it's exciting because the shows are kind of getting weird the way that they're being filmed right now. And I know people are kind of getting annoyed with the sound and all that stuff. So I'm excited for that. Um, but yeah, speaking of rooms, how about Piper Jones?
Yeah, Piper
KB
Jones.
he's getting crazy, dude.
Yeah, follow her
I have
on
a cat,
Insta.
but holy shit, dude. He's got a whole room for this thing. It's
Yeah, he
fucking
said
hilarious.
the rest of his apartment is bare because he's putting every dollar that he can into his cat's room. He's got a poster of Carl Anthony Towns, Cat Williams. I think there's going to be a big cat picture put in there as well. Yeah, and like
Clicky got him a little wall art today.
yeah, he's building stuff for her that she's not even using. He's got this monster cat treadmill that's made for like
That thing is
Amazonian cats, and this cat is not even looking at it. She's got her strawberry shortcake blouse on. Yeah, Piper Jones is taking over KB and his whole personality. KB lifts weights and plays with his cat. That's what he does nowadays, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. So, do you think Stephen Che has a cat?
I don't think so. No, I'm not sure.
Because I just don't understand then, because it seemed like KB was just turning into Stephen Che, wearing glasses, cutting his hair like him, all of a sudden just
Yeah,
turning into Che out of nowhere, and then getting that
a
tough ass
super,
picture,
super,
dude.
yeah, super bad visual. I was gonna say the same thing.
Tough
Super
picture.
bad visual. Yeah,
We were
Che
getting
looks
into
like a
Jake Marsh
monster.
PFT territory with that picture, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was tough. It was it look what they say on the act. They said it looks like Stephen Che is standing next to an action figure of Stephen Che.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was this Stephen Che's actual mini me. It
right.
was I love that they put that as like the graphic. It was like Stephen Che as Dr. Evil and then Che as KB as mini me. He said
Yeah.
the creation of Che B. I thought that was a great quote too.
Oh yeah, Piper's taking over. And I mean, while we're talking about KB and Nick, Anus. Excuse me, Anus isn't going to be Anus. Coming soon.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I'm not sure. So I didn't fully listen to the whole episode of Anus. I'm gonna get to it this weekend, but they spoke about it a little bit on the Yak, where Anus it's gonna be changing names because it's hard to sell that. Like Nick mentioned, he was like, yeah, the only people that were for it at first was Dude Wipes, and then they realized the show sucks. So
Yeah.
those are his words, not mine. I love Anus. Big
Meanwhile,
Anus.
I remember Dude White's dropped them as a sponsor because I remember I guess no one fucking listens to this that matters anyway, but they said during one of the ad reads one time, KB said, "Yeah, there's nothing less gay than shoving something else up your ass after you shit," or something like that, which was he was talking about, the dude wipe or whatever. It was just like
Right.
such a hilarious like comment, but like obviously they didn't like that, and then they dropped them as a sponsor or something. So yeah, shout out dude wipes.
Yeah, and then
But
I
speaking of that real quick, I don't mind I think it was Brandon Walker mentioned, he's like, "Why don't you just call it story?" Which, is, kind of basic, but like kind of makes sense for them. I don't know, like Untold Story, same thing. Like it's also a documentary series and everything like that. So it's kind of like a weird, tough situation that they're in.
yeah, but he
I think
also
they're just
said
gonna
that
completely change
they just changed it to the Blue Raspberry Boys or something. That's it. The branding's already there.
the
But
BRGs.
yeah, there you go. Uh, but yeah, Brandon also said that mostly sports like was taken by like 10 different people, but who gives a fuck? Like they just do it.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and they were like, and he's like, "Yeah, we just do whatever we want." And then TJ's like, "No, we put mostly sports with Mark Titus and Brandon Walker. That's why we're allowed to do it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, right." So it was kind
yeah,
of funny that he was just like, "Yeah, we do whatever the fuck we want." It was like, "No, dude, you still had to like put something there, else it wouldn't work." So yeah, I'm
right.
excited to see what they put though. That'll be uh that'll be pretty interesting, honestly, to see, because that I feel like Nick is like very like the logos and like the names of things. I feel like that's kind of his baby. So I'm excited because he's crazy brain,
Yeah,
obviously. That's
they'll figure something out. I got full faith in the boys to figure it out, no doubt. I got a couple more yak notes. Early in the week, Cream Pie God was taking over. They were still talking about filling people up. But the cards were so fucking funny. And
yep,
Stephen Che
bad people
pulling out,
cards.
yeah, Stephen Che pulling out, the OJ card and being like, "Oh, I got a football player. Oh, it's OJ." Like,
Yeah.
it was an all-time Che brain. Like, and Che brain is just taking over. Like today on today's yak, apparently he got invited to the Cubs game. He didn't actually stay for the game. Went
Yeah, I
for
have that
batting
in my
practice.
notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
went for batting practice. Asked if he could take a couple cuts while the Cubs, who were spiraling, like lost 7 of 8, like they lost like 22 of 30 or something. Like they had 94% chance to make the playoffs, and now like they're outside looking in. I got no room to talk. I'm watching the Giants struggle. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I wanna
all
say
time
they
Che
lost
brain.
like 8 or I think, Big Cat said they lost like 8 or 9 in a row, and the
Yeah,
only reason that he was even there is because he's friends with Mike
yeah.
Napoli, who was in the fantasy league with him, and he went up to Napoli and was like, "Hey, can I get a few cuts or whatever?" And get a tour of the dugout.
He he
It's
did
just
he
like,
did have a good
I
point
mean,
though. He did have a good point to where like he was at Buccaneers training camp and he was like, "You think I was going to catch a touchdown pass at training camp if I didn't ask?" He's not afraid to ask, so you got to give it to him on that end. But like, read the room kind of deal. Like
yeah, well, that's
it's a
training camp.
spiraling
So if
team,
it was spring training, sure, I'm
right?
I'm with you, Che. But you're talking free fall of a team that's supposedly supposed to make the playoffs, that was making a push, and now they are not doing well. So yeah, it's just a perfect Stephen Che moment, honestly, which was hilarious. Uh,
All right, I'm gonna roll right into Sandman shoutouts, and my first shout out is gonna go to, I think it's my new favorite show. It's mostly sports. I mean it's they had everything this week. You get Titus mocking Brandon Walker, Tommy. Tommy Walker is taking 10% off the top of the show for his segment. That's his
Tommy
new
Walker
thing.
minute.
Yeah, exactly. He said he wants 10% of all proceeds. So Brandon's worried that he's getting too financially smart, business smart. Like I said, I think it's my new favorite show. Like I'm tuned in every day, especially and then TJ was late. TJ didn't show up, so that show took a hit. Like they couldn't like do any of the internet stuff. No one knew how to do it. People were worried if like they were even going to get rolling. Um, but yeah, and then you had Brandon Walker talking shit about his dead dad, which was crazy. And then Friday's episode, Nicky Clicky filled in for Brandon because Brandon had to do the college football show early, or pro football show, whichever. No, it was a college football show. He had to go film at 8 o'clock, so he wasn't able to make it. So Nick comes in, and apparently he had Connor Griffin go to the store and get a couple bottles of Henny. And Connor Griffin, Ebo, and Nick and Mark decided to do a little Henny Friday, and I'm sure TJ had a
Let's
little
make
bit in
this
the
shit
booth.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It was
make
an
this shit
electric Henny
happen.
Friday, and then Brandon Walker shows up like halfway through the show, and has to sit in a different chair because it's Nick's show now, of course. Like they were running that whole big bit back. Like Nick even put a piece of
Yeah,
duct
the
tape
tape
that
up
said
just like in
with Nick
wrestling.
on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just awesome stuff. No, truly a great show. And then Pick'em was great. Pick'em, they had Rico talking about Tim Hitchings, guest on this episode. Mincy joined the show to announce that Wake Up Mincy is back and give us picks for the Ole Miss game. It's going to be 9 a.m. Eastern, so that'll be exciting. Sports Advisors, I just watched that tonight.
Recorded.
Electric, no, it'll be live. So what they're trying to
I
do is a
just
live studio audience. They're trying to get like a live studio audience. They're going to figure out how to make that work. Just like have fresh 10 people to show up at the door. Basically, they have a little Stella Blue promo. Who knows if it'll happen? I think they can make it work. It's Mincy, the
it's
guy.
like that. What was that show with like remember that sports show on ESPN? There was like just those little guys in the background, while they would do their little show and shit. That sounds just like that. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, pick them, and then like the rest of Pick'em's always great. Sports Advisors was I just watched that. Jersey Jerry was on this week. Another great week of Sports Advisors. Really nothing in particular except like Tommy Smokes needs to stop lying about his crush on Ashley.
Yeah.
We know it's there. We know Smokes is running the long game. You know it's gonna happen. So just be honest, Tommy. Stop lying to us. Healthy Debate. I wasn't able to tune into all of them, but like the clips that are coming out of Healthy Debate, it's bringing down the rest of the Barstool world. You're making everyone schedule around you. Shout out Tim again. And then one last shout out for Tim right before we get into our segments. Stool Scenes was all Tim Hitchings. Like it was all Roan talking about Tim. It was Roan on radio talking about him. It was Marty like being surprised by it. Like, yeah, Tim Hitchings dominated the week in Barstool, so it was a great week to have him on the pod. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I got for the Sandman shout outs this week.
All right. Well, then let's move right into the Barstool Beast of the Week. I see you got a mouthful, so I'm going to go ahead and start there for you. My Beast of the Week comes from the Ryder Cup. It's my namesake, Frankie Borelli. I think we mentioned it earlier. He was clearly the underdog, him and Big Cat versus, Trent and Riggs. And the kid just went out and played better golf than I've ever seen him play. I told you guys I'm not much of a, golf fan. I'm not really a foreplay guy because I don't really listen to golf stuff. But I've watched the Barstool Golf's videos and stuff. Frankie plays pretty well, but he's not like a, par shooter. He shoots a lot of bogeys and things like that. He was putting the pressure was on him almost every shot because unless Big Cat was, ripping the driver off the deck like he was, Frankie was on, pressure was on and boom, he was putting him right in there. So to me, I know there wasn't like a huge amount of stuff that went on this week in general, but I just thought to myself, that's the last, it was 2-0 already for Big Cat. They were ready to go up 3-0. You could say that he choked a little bit on the putting and stuff like that, but nobody thought they were going to win. Everybody figured Riggs and Trent, they're the golf guys against, Big Cat, who did play well, but Frankie, like I said, coming through in the clutch, putting those shots together when he needed them, even though the one that he was sitting there next to Dave shanked one, and they were like, oh, this is perfect. Dave's going to be right in Frankie's ear. Next shot, put it right up to the green. So Beast of the Week, Frankie Borelli.
I'll roll right into my beast. It's also partially related to the Ryder Cup, and I might piss some people off with this one, but my beast of the week is Kirk Minahan. He's got a live show coming up apparently that we learned about, but the real reasons is even though he's like hunting for a producer and all that, he crushed it at the Ryder Cup. I mean, he took down Arian and Francis, and he basically embarrassed him once Dave showed up. Even with all the bullshit that was going on, and he never holds his tongue either. He was giving it to him like as the whole match went on. He sinks a big putt and he looks at Arian and he says, fuck you to everybody. He's got to fuck you to the camera, whatever. With Rico in his bag, like fucking pumping him on, like giving him the juice he needs to keep going. And then also like I saw a clip from the Kirk Minahan show. He called that douchebag Jay Schneider or whoever it was on the show live, and the guy's like, "How'd you get my number?" Whatever. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, I just
Yeah,
typed in 9 random numbers. Like, don't worry about it." Like, what? He's like,
yeah.
"This is Kirk
He
Minahan.
said he
Care to
got it from
comment?"
the number
Yeah,
fairy. That shit that shit just had me rolling. He said the
right.
number fairy.
Right. Yeah. And like you said earlier, like yeah, Kirk's starting to grow on me a lot more. He's I'm getting a little excited. I watched one of the shows that Coleman produced because Coleman's my guy. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
he's had a great week. It's a big week for Kirk, and yeah, like he's my beast of the week. And I like again, a lot of people are gonna hate that, but maybe I'll get the Minifans on my side. You know, I used to have a couple, and they're all gone now. So I hope hopefully I can get a couple more in the back pocket.
I'm just surprised because you've been a pretty Kirk hater,
Yeah,
so I'm glad that we're
I've said
coming
fuck
around.
you, Kirk before, but whatever. Like it happens. This is content. It's the game.
Yeah,
It's the
no,
game.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Beast of the week's the beast of the week. Doesn't matter
yeah.
who it is.
The guy's got to get his flowers when he deserves them. He deserved them this week. Congrats, Kirk, and congrats, Frankie. You guys deserve it.
All right, let's move then right into the least of the week.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
I'll start this one off again just because mine is also during the Ryder Cup and you got another mouthful. Unfortunately, I don't even I didn't really have a least this week. I thought it was a pretty good week of content. At first, my first thought was like, oh, I'm going to do Francis because he was a head case and
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
But I didn't really say it.
I think that Francis could be a good argument for at least definitely like an honorable mention
Yeah,
because
well, so that's what I was
you
gonna
know
say. In my head,
yeah.
I was like, he lost, he got eliminated. He didn't play well in golf and stuff like that. So in my head, I thought to myself, that's who I'm gonna make my least. Then I thought back to it and I was like, all right, well, he did have a pretty good week in general with like the show. Like he did get to go to the chalet, he did whatever. So like I was like, all right, it's not all negative with him. The only person that I have seen just nonstop negativity, Jake Marsh. So unfortunately, Jake Marsh is the least of the week for me because even though Francis took all those L's, whatever, Jake did take some L's this week, kind of. The silent golf and in speed golf, he was definitely, we talked about this, I think, last week, but he was definitely the bottom of the barrel Jake during that. He didn't play the way that he should have. Obviously, he knew that. He felt terrible about it. Then going into the Ryder Cup, all I saw was people like, why is Jake there? Why is Jake there? Then it was because, oh, well, he's announcing, which made sense, right? And it was like, oh, that's why he's there. He's not because he's playing. People were talking shit because he's not good enough to play. Then all of a sudden they're like, dude, he's so fucking boring. Why is he announcing this? Why isn't Clicky with him? Like they were just like all the different comments. I felt bad myself, but I didn't know who else to give it to. So, like I said, I probably should have given it to Francis, but after just like I said, seeing a few little things where I was like, all right, well, that could have been a dub for him. He did go to the chalet, he did, so I mean, I
Right,
don't
he
know.
was
I
on.
guess I
Francis
could.
also was on Son of a Boy Dad's new live show, which is going to be recurring.
What I was gonna
So
say,
yeah.
he was on the live show with Boy Dad and was like kind of excited about it, and it was a great show. They were all happy. Like he's gonna be on it now on every live show. I think was what they were talking about potentially doing. So he did have a couple dubs there too, which you know, Jake, besides being, massive compared to PFT and the seat that he sits in, didn't see many dubs this week. And also the fact that Max and Hank made PFT and Big Cat laugh doing the Jake voice more than Jake does. So it was like he couldn't even get his own job done because he wasn't on the pod. So they had to get Max doing you know, this guy did this and whatever. Like they were trying to do the Jake Marsh voice, and Hank was just brutally terrible at it, which was hilarious. But anyway, sorry, Jake.
I'll roll it right into mine. It's pretty easy. It's Nick Tirani. He was up all night on Thursday. He said this morning on Friday that he was up all night just reading these comments because Will Compton decided to retweet someone. He took a picture. He went to do his fantasy draft or whatever. The picture got out of him playing dizzy bat, and his legs look terrible.
Shout out Nick Tirani on my hat right now.
Yeah, exactly right. They were stick legs. They were tough. They were. The guy's got to hit the gym. He says they're all genetics. It doesn't matter. You got to be doing calf raises every day if you want to see those bad boys grow. You got to hit the squats. You got to do something because that's a bad visual. He can never wear shorts again in public until he fixes that issue because it looks really, really bad. It's tough. The picture will be up right here next to us. Yeah, it's a tough look,
Yeah,
Nick. I
tough,
mean, that's all I
tough
really got
visual.
for it.
Might have to change his name to Rick Tirani, short for Ricketts Tirani.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all-time tough visual. He also had that same tough visual at the Super Bowl, last year when he had to wear the LeBron James outfit the whole time, and those shorts were a little baggy, and his legs looked like they were toothpicks sticking out. So,
Yeah, there's no meat on those bones, man. No,
yeah,
no,
right,
no
right.
thunder on those thighs. No thunder on those
Yeah,
thighs.
Nick's a pants
He's
guy, at
definitely
least for now.
absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, Nick, but I mean, you're the type to be back soon on the beast list. So I expect
Yeah,
a major comeback
expect
from
nothing less.
Ricky. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, well, that'll bring us to the Barstool beef of the week.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you too! Oh, my God! What? Brandon,
I'll go ahead and start here, Frankie. It's pretty obvious. It's something we spoke on earlier when we were discussing radio. It's Dave versus the Washington Post, or as Jack Mack just tweeted out not too long ago, the Washington Compost, because they're a bunch of garbage. It's just like what the fuck is reporting anymore? Like, he gave you a time too. He gave him 10 a.m. the next day. Of
She said
like,
it. She said 10 a.m.
yeah,
She said 10
exactly,
a.m.
right,
He
yeah,
said yes, and then she tried to change it to 5. Why the fuck you
right.
change it to 5?
Because the
Like, come
article's
on.
already written, so they're just going to put in answers to questions that are already in the article. But yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit like that, and it's a hit piece that we've seen over and over as Stoolies. Like, it's not the first time they're writing about the same shit. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, and you're not going to hurt them that way. None of the sponsors pulled whatever. Dave took the huge dub. Like, everything that he tweets about him is getting, out ratio on them 10-1, 20-1, 30-1, doesn't matter. Like, Dave is just dunking all over the post and putting out a truly authentic video that got over 30 million views of him just like, questioning the reporter, and then like what is this? Like, you're saying bad things about me. Oh, I never said bad things. Tells her the bad thing. Oh yeah, I said it that one time to get clicks. Like, shut the fuck up. Take your garbage somewhere else. Go write about something that matters. Like, wait, trying to bring down somebody that's bringing a pizza fest to wherever it is, Staten Island. Like, fucking fuck off, Washington Post. Like, suck my dick, suck Dave's dick, suck all that dicks. You can get out of here. Like, yeah, Dave versus the Post was the beef of the week for me.
Moving just straight into my beef, I had Sass versus Tim Hitchens, which
Thread of
was,
the
like you
week.
said earlier, I was going to say it was the thread of the week. It was the topic of the week. It's on Stool Scenes. It's funny because you could tell when we interviewed Tim, he wasn't really like about that. You could tell it wasn't really like his thing. He wasn't like happy to be inside of like the beef. But he's not going to back down. He wants what he wants. He wants to watch his live shows and shit. Guess what? Now he can. He got the
Yeah.
shit moved to 3, and guess what? They could deal with it. And it's funny because Sass was like, "I'd actually rather it be at 3." Which, yeah, why wouldn't you? Right? Just makes sense. Do it an hour earlier. This way, both people can do their live shows. Plus, you think Sass wants to stay an extra hour at the office? Just kidding,
Right.
Sass. Don't hate me. But yeah, I thought it was hilarious that Sass thought the comment from Tim too, asking if it was a threat. I was like, okay, I feel like that was quite obviously a joke. And then Owen writing back, it was a threat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like everyone was a little bit weird about it. KFC was like, oh, if my dad was saying this, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, dad, whatever. And Fights
Nah.
was kind of backing up KFC and stuff. And I think Pat was too. Meanwhile, like when Roan went on, radio, he was like, I saw the new org chart. It's Dave, Gaz, Tim Hitchens. And, and he was like, we're just going to abide by whatever he says, yes, sir. And whatever. Like, it was just, he played it funny and did it right, whatever. He did give a little like, oh, he was on our show. I didn't think he would do this to us, which I took that more of a joke. You know what I mean? Whereas I thought Kevin
Right.
was kind of more like serious. Like, I don't think he really gets that Tim is very big in the Barstool and Stoolie world in general. And I hope that a lot of people watch this because of the fact that he's on our show. So shout out Tim Hitchens, just most powerful man at Barstool right now. All right, well, that'll bring us to our last segment, the comment or reply of the week. Vacation mode. Kite! I'm flying a kite right now. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and lead here again. It rolls right into my my lease of the week, which was Nick Tirani. It was so his name on Twitter is Zach Blakeney. I'm not sure how to say it. Probably Blakeney. His name on Twitter is Zach Blakeney at ZAKBLAKNEY. He quoted the Yak's tweet of Nick Tirani in his leg pick, and it said, at Nick Tirani and my son have the same size legs, and then completely unnecessary parentheses. my son has never walked. Like, it's an all-time quote tweet. Will Compton was the first one to retweet it. Nick was saying that he had 7 likes on it prior, but now it has 1 million views
Yeah.
and 5,500 likes. Like, it's an all-time comment, all-time reply. That's all I really got to say on it, is like, he completely dunked on Nick. Like, the parentheses were just overkill though, because the kid's like clearly in a wheelchair. Like, like you can tell he hasn't walked. Like Nick, I think, said on Mostly Sports today, he's like, yeah, no shit, he hasn't walked. Like, why'd you have to say that? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been ruining Nick's world this week, and it's an all-time comment. Shout out Zach. It was he crushed him with that one.
Mine was a little bit more of a kind of dealt with your beef of the week.
Mhm.
And it's not exactly like a stoolie, or maybe he is actually, but it's not like, someone that's not well known. This is a well-known actor and comedian. It's Brian Callen. Um, just amazing actor, honestly. He's always playing like foreign guys. He does all amazing accents and stuff. He's just done so many roles and so many different things. He commented on the video that Dave posted with the Washington Post, and I'm going to read the comment. So beautiful to hear a biased activist / journalist get called out for trying to ruin someone like Dave, in parentheses, who has done 1,000 times more for people than this woman. They are into destruction because they've never built a thing. So it just encapsulates the entire video that you just saw, the entire beef that we're talking about, the articles, everything against Dave. This is a guy who doesn't need to write that. This is an actor, comedian who's a hugely successful human being, does not need to back up Dave, does not need to write this on Instagram, and he did. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I made him the comment of the week, because there's absolutely no reason for that. That's the type of shit that can get people to be like, oh, well, fuck you. You want to back him up? He's a misogenic, piece of shit, whatever. No, Brian Callen's the fucking man. He's a fucking, you know what? Fuck it. He is a stoolie, obviously. And, he loves that Dave's calling these people out. So shout out Brian Callen. I mean, awesome actor, awesome comedian. And to just back up Dave and to just put that out on social media for everyone to see and not just make it like a DM. I fucking love that, man.
We appreciate you guys sticking along with our segments as always. We hope you enjoyed the breakdown. We're going to move right into another fabulous interview we got to conduct with the man, the myth, the legend, the most important guy at Barstool Sports. And he doesn't even work there. Tim Hitchings. I mean, we cover, his fandom, what it's like to be a parent of a Barstool employee, and what it's like to be a legendary stoolie. And now, Tim Hitchings.
All right, we're here with a very, very, very special guest. Some might say the top father at the company Barstool Sports, especially with Glenny Balls getting the Cousins canceled. Mr. Tim Hitchens, how we doing, sir?
Very well. How are you? Nice to sit in and answer a few questions.
I don't even know if
Yeah,
it's
well-
if it's top father of the company. He's like top 2 now. He's calling shots on schedules, Frankie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm just saying, people might come back at me and say, well, what about Mr. Portnoy? But that guy's he's kind of a distant memory in the Barstool world now. We got Mr. Hitchens, who's Barstool Radio, son of a boy dad, Twitter, just the star of the show this week. So
Yeah, I've seen some tweets calling me king of Barstool, so I'll take it.
oh
Yes.
You
So
know,
we got to get you a crown ASAP.
5 minutes of fame, why not?
yeah,
I-
well,
I
you took
guess-
out took out the king of New York, so then it makes you the king of Barstool, I guess.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'll go ahead and lead. I mean, I feel like this is, I mean, you've seen the show, and thank you as well, for all the support you've given us. It's a pretty obvious answer, but like, what got you into Barstool, and how has that transition been like being a Barstool parent? And then, like it's had to be some kind of learning process, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. What got me into Barstool was pretty obvious, is my son joining Barstool, telling me about Barstool, and I quickly started devouring the content via Twitter, via podcasts, anything that was out there. Back in the days, it was the serious radio shows that were on, and just anything that came up on Barstool, I was interested in following. They're very funny. It's a lot of fun, being able to laugh all day watching some of their content. As far as being a Barstool parent, I actually wrote a blog about it some time ago. At one point, Kevin was going to invite me onto his show to talk more about what it's like to be a Barstool parent. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Jonathan. It is a learning process. You have to learn, especially if you're involved with social media as I am, what to do and what not to do. And one of the golden rules that TJ and I agreed upon was never tweet at Dave, never reply to Dave. Stay away from any kind of tweets from Dave. Stay off of his radar. So that's probably our one golden rule. And pretty much he lets me go wherever I'm going to go. I mean, he knows, and I know that pretty much at this point, as long as I'm, being kind of polite or at least, reasonable, he's not going to get fired for anything I'm going to tweet at. I think he's pretty secure at this point. So
it's a perfect segue to my actual first thing I had on my list here. I saw something written that was on Reddit. It said Tim Hitchens' account is ghostwritten by Nick and KB. So I just thought that was a great compliment, honestly, because I know it's you.
awesome
I've spoke with you, but what a compliment, right?
Wow. Yeah, I will say I think I'm probably better at tweeting and texting and typing than I probably am having this conversation with you, but I'll do my best.
So I actually, I mean, you've got some probably more experience than anyone that I've heard of on the internet. Little Birdie told me you were one of the first 5,000 on the internet.
I started with the internet. There's a company called panics.com. You can look them up on the internet. They are one of the first ISPs that was out there. They're located in Manhattan, and back in the days of dial-ups, we were using Panics to get in and look at news groups and a lot of stuff before there was Twitter and even the World Wide Web. So I go back a few years. I mean,
yeah, Apple doesn't fall far from the tree then with TJ producing and running the internet like how he does.
Yeah, I'm sure he picked up a lot of it from me. I mean, I've got pictures of him sitting at some very old computers, playing some of the first kiddie video games back in the day that you could run on computers. So he's been around a keyboard, all of his life.
Huh. Well, I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, that's funny. My dad used to work for 9X in New York. That became Bell Atlantic and then became Verizon. So I'm familiar with some of those early internet companies as well. But it seemed like you were very, very early. But you just mentioned video games, and I know when we spoke to TJ, he had mentioned that he was in a house that he was born, and there was a PS1 in the house, and then they got the PS2, the PS3, and the PS4 on release day. Is this true?
Yep, absolutely. I've always been a Sony PlayStation guy, and I've actually done some beta testing for a couple of PlayStation software companies over the years. So I'm
nice,
pretty involved in the PlayStation and just in general, and working with that. I've always thought they had a great interface on those early machines and even the latest machines. So yeah, we've gamed together for years and years, and at this point he's gaming on software that I don't play much of, but I still have a few games that I like to play.
What are you still playing?
Love it.
Most of them are twin stick shooters. For the most part, those are probably my favorite kind of games. They're very quick. They're very difficult to play. Nothing. I'm not too much of an open kind of landscape kind of guy or COD anymore. Back in the day, I would play Doom and Quake, and
Doom had some of the best campaigns. I loved.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, early on, it was before the internet. We would play those in LAN games at the office after hours at software company that I used to work with. So I go way back in gaming.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I'm gonna kind of circle back to like your interactions with with Barstool people. So like mentioning Dave, like there was a point I'm pretty sure Dave was like, he said that you guys were dead to him, and then Big Cat called you a loser. So when you have those moments where like you get like the big guys coming down at you, like is it kind of like does it make you kind of more self-aware going into that moment, or is it like, oh, these guys, it's time to shoot the shit right back to them?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. When you're first confronted with things like that, you have to be able to understand whether they're playing with you or they're being serious. So it's a fun thing to learn how to do over the years before Dave and Big Cat, Hank and I actually got into it pretty good
Really? I
via
didn't
Twitter.
notice
There's
that.
a great Twitter argument going back and forth where I actually got compliments for just some of the things that I threw back at Hank. Hank is one of the original trolls, as you should know,
Yeah,
and
Franny Lydon.
they were playing in house. They had the basketball game. I don't know if you guys have seen any of those old videos. Every year they would have a competition to shooting basketballs. I think he got like one shot and that was it. And Hank was going at it pretty hard against TJ because they were coming down to the end of the championship, and they decided to go after him a few times, and he responded. It was a lot of fun. You know, it's good when you can mix it up and they have fun with it, and it's all in good fun and creates a little bit of content. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Was
as
that in
far
the
as
Papa Shot, or
Dave,
was that at the one? Was that the one shot?
that was one shot, the one shot league.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah, one shot
Yeah,
league.
TJ won
That
it
was
one year, and I think Hank came close to winning it one year. So it was a lot of fun just watching them do that. It was probably one of my favorite early interactions. The best thing about that it was more behind the scenes people. It wasn't so much content people. It was a lot of the producers and editors and people like that. Which
yeah. I
for
can't even
me,
remember who
because
TJ beat.
yeah,
Sorry, but
me neither.
it was someone behind the scenes, right? Because I remember it wasn't someone big, but he had never missed, or he'd only missed like once the whole year or something, and TJ won the
Yeah,
championship. I remember that on the Yak.
yeah, yeah. It was fun. Yeah, I kind of gravitate towards the guys behind the scenes more than the guys in the front of the scenes. I think they don't get all of the kudos that they should sometimes. So you know, I'm really I've tried to tag or at least add every single person that I could find that's either a producer, an editor, or you know anyone else that's behind the scenes, just to keep a follow on them and see how they're doing.
Absolutely.
As far as
Yeah, no doubt.
Dave, my wife and I actually met Dave because TJ had they had Rutgers one day. They had the college football show visited Rutgers, so TJ got us passes, and we got to go into the trailer where Dave was hanging out, and my wife and Dave had quite a conversation about pizzas in New Jersey. So it was quite the icebreaker, and he's a very generous person with his time, and it was really a different side of Dave than many people probably get to see. So he's quite a great guy.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, with all the stuff going on now, it's nice to hear people say that shit because, just, I mean, constant hit pieces that are coming out, and then he has to like refute everything, and people still just believe whatever they hear. So it's just good to know that like once he sees like actual people, and it doesn't matter. I don't think it would matter that you guys were TJ's parents. It's just like he's around people, he's gonna act like he normally acts. When he's around people he hates, he's gonna destroy you. That's just the way it is. So it's
Yeah,
a good I'm glad that interaction went well.
yeah. That's where he said you were dead to me at one time was actually in
Right.
that trailer.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was because of something that we don't talk about anymore that happened with
Correct.
TJ and Dave. So
Right.
Gotcha.
Something and someone, and we don't talk about it.
a
Exactly.
name that will not be spoken,
Exactly.
disavowed. So since then, I think because he's worked with TJ, he's been directed by TJ on the Pro Football Show for a year. I think he's come to know TJ a little bit better, and that's probably why he enjoyed talking with us as well.
Yeah, I mean, the comments, there's no way that Dave doesn't see the comments that TJ's the GOAT producer. We love TJ. When Dave was going at him a little bit, the love was insane. And Dave even said during that time, he was like, why the fuck's everyone love this kid? Like, everyone's coming at me about it, whatever. And like, and then finally it came around. We were all like, yes. So, it's
Yeah.
great. But it's funny because you're talking about Dave. You mentioned KFC earlier, and you said that he had mentioned maybe bringing you on the show or whatever. And then Barstool Radio, he was like, oh, if that was my dad, I'd be like, Dad, shut the fuck up. I don't think he gets it. Like, you're way part of this world, and all of us stoolies like know you and interact with you and stuff. Like, we love this. So like, it was just confusing almost that he was so like, oh, I don't know. I don't think this guy knows what's going on. So what was your take on that?
Yeah.
Because when you said I survived Barstool Radio, I thought you went on, and I was like, oh shit. So I'm glad we got to talk about it first, but not them.
Yeah, that's been an interesting few days with everything that went on between radio and and you know,
Yeah.
the other show as well. So yeah, I guess the thing with KFC is it just has a different impression. I think even Fights has a different impression about who I am, what I'm doing, and what my relationship is with TJ. It's not something that I'm controlling TJ or TJ's controlling me. We are individuals, we're adults, and we go at Twitter any way we want. And my view is I want to be a stoolie, or I am a stoolie, just like you two are. And I think I should have the ability to tweet out something and not be, criticized or vilified just because I happen to have a son that's at the company. I shouldn't have to play by a
For sure.
different type of rules that say just because, I have a son or, somebody that works at Barstool that I can't be myself and can't use Twitter. I don't agree with that concept and their view of what they think their dad or their mom should be or as far as Twitter, if they're embarrassed by their parents or they're worried about being embarrassed, I could understand that. But I think I've shown that I have a good handle on how not to create
Right.
embarrassing moments for my son and jeopardize his career at Barstool.
Absolutely. And it seems like you guys, I mean, our inside source let us know. It seems like you guys have always been pretty close. He's an only child, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So you guys used to go to a bunch of minor league games and such too, like what, 15 to 30 a year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We live in a location that's very close to Trenton Thunder. Trenton Thunder used to be the affiliate AA team for the Yankees for years and years. So we got to see like a lot of the major Yankee stars come in and go through that program. We actually had a local baseball player in our school district that played for them for a few years, and he didn't make it into the majors or anything like that, but he worked very hard, and it was kind of neat being able to go down and see somebody they actually knew from high school there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
we've
awesome.
always been tied real tight into baseball. I coached a lot of his teams in Little League and Babe Ruth. I ran the tournaments for Babe Ruth as well as doing all the groundkeeping for all of his games. So
Now, how'd you become the groundskeeper? I'm reading here, it says self-appointed.
if there's only so much room for so many coaches in that dugout. So other than pitching, batting practice and for running many years, I don't think I can throw a baseball anymore. My rotator cuff is so torn up. But I enjoyed running the tractors and learning how to do a proper field grooming is not as easy as you might think, especially at the Babe Ruth level when it's the same side of field as major league.
Oh,
But
they
I
take
learned
that
a lot. I
serious.
was
Yeah.
able to put in like entire mounds and replace the plates and all the bases, and it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that stuff's no joke. We did it, and when I was in high school, my junior and senior year, we literally like extended the infield, we replaced the mounds, we like got a new fence, like when we were doing all of it with our coach. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
no
And
joke,
the
that stuff.
funny thing is 90% of it I was doing on my own because after a while
Yeah,
it
I
got
can
to be I
imagine.
had a certain way I wanted to do it, and so I would show up 2 hours before a game and do it all myself, and they'd all roll in and everything would be done. So
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's
I'm
not that
reading
good.
here
good
too
time.
that wasn't the only games that you used to take him to, because on his 13th birthday party, you took him to a lingerie football league game,
Oh yeah,
which I
yeah.
thought was funny because I also have a connection. One of my peewee, football team I was from Belmore originally in New York and
Hmm.
on Long Island, and this girl who played on my football team from like I think 8 years old till 11, I would say, she was in the lingerie football league. So we got to like
Wow,
meet
small
her
world.
team and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, I wonder if it was one of the teams. It was
Yeah,
not, unfortunately, but I thought that was awesome. So I'm gonna have to
yeah.
hit her up and tell her that she
That
probably
was a
had some
fun
friends that had a 13-year-old watching.
Yeah, it was a fun time. We went there with a buddy of mine, his 13-year-old son as well. And
Nice.
we'd gone to Hooters like before that. So
I was
he got
just gonna say you went to
the
Hooters for
whole
sure,
Hooters
right?
treatment. And then we just kind of went down the road because the arena like was right next to the Trenton Thunder stadium practically. There's a smaller arena down there that used to do a lot of small events like, like you said, like that lingerie football. So it was a fun time.
Was that day more of a treat for you or him, do you think?
I'm married.
He
was fun
did,
for
let
both
us
of
know
us.
it was a record blowout too, 74-0 in that one. That's
Oh,
what it
right.
said.
You really did your research.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember the score. That's not what I was looking at.
LFL record is what I'm reading. That's a good line. Married man, Tim Hitchens. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Now that you say it, I don't remember the score. I went to one of those games too. I don't remember anything that happened in the game. So that's a good point there.
I've never been. I need to go to one of those, I think.
Yeah, that was something else. I'll tell you. That's Dave with the tackle and that girl in the video. That was pretty hilarious. That stuff.
One of those.
Yeah.
I've only got a couple more here for you. So I saw your site. That's kind of where I got the blog. So I read that Barstool blog you had, but there was an interesting tab. So something you and Nick Tarani have in common is pocket knives. Now, do you still collect pocket knives, or have you always been into those?
I kind of picked it up just because Nick Tarani mentioned it. So, they're good for, fidgeting. It's nice to just be able to, you can fidget with these things while you're just kind of hanging out. And it's so I've got a few of them. I haven't collected too many. They can get very expensive very quickly, but
Oh, I know it.
I've got a good half a dozen or so. So
There you go. Yeah, I've been doing traveling sales for the past year, and one of the things we sell is like all those knives you see in like a gas station or like a truck stop. So I've got like a category full of 200. So when Nick was like mentioning that he was collecting them, I sent him like pictures of my categories and was like, "Here you go, man. What do you need?" Like just like trying to get in. He never answered me on that one, but
Very
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I did a couple of review videos and just playing. I like to play around with a lot of software, so I've got some YouTube videos that I did for him. I think I wrote a couple of blogs to link that up. So
Yeah.
got a little stuff here, a little stuff there. So there's some. You can find my account also on pretty much all of the socials at this point. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a Twitch account. Whatever else there is, I probably got one somewhere. So.
Excuse me.
That's awesome. I had one more thing actually, which kind of I feel like I'm just making connections with myself here. You and TJ have the same name, correct? But
Well,
different
we
middle
have the
names.
same first names, right? He's
Right,
Timothy
so-
John. I'm Timothy Francis. Yeah.
So same with me. My dad is Frank Bryan and I'm Frank Dominic. So and then my grandpa's actually Frank Benito. So it's like was that like on purpose that you were doing different middle names, or what was the reasoning behind that? Because I never understood why my family did it, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah. We named his middle name after my wife's grandfather, who is a fireman. So we wanted to honor him as a fireman. And I wasn't really into the whole junior thing. It was
Right.
awesome that I had a son, but I really didn't want to saddle him with a junior type of moniker. So I'm happy that he's Timothy John. And I guess at the time it was like, this is going to make an awesome, easy, nickname as well. TJ just really works well for him, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was Timothy Jr. is what I thought. So when I figured that out, I was like, oh shit, it's just initials. That's cool, So yeah, that's awesome.
John's a great name, anyways. John's a great name. So my last question is kind of, so you seem like for us, I've kind of like we try our best to like consume all the Barstool content we can, and you seem to be like on top of it, if like more so than us almost, with the new shows coming out and all that. So what's like a day in the life of Tim Hitchings? How's that go? Because I know you're tuning into TJ.
Yeah, I guess that's I have a job that allows me as a project manager probably to switch on and off and just move from my job to to Twitter and elsewhere without any interruption, without any lack of quality in the work that I do as a project manager. I'm sitting in my basement right now because 3 out of the 5 days I can work from home. I'm sitting here with a company laptop and 2 nice size screens. So, I can run Twitter on one screen. I'm working on my on the other two and getting everything done. I bounce back and forth between a lot of different things. I also have a TV down here, so it's easy enough to turn on YouTube and watch all the live shows as they occur on Barstool as well. Really like the live shows more than anything else, and probably don't watch as much as you all do. I don't watch a lot of Part of My Take. I'll dip into it every once in a while, but that long form is not something, for me, really. I like the shorter shows for the most part, just because some of my time is limited. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I bounce around through all of them. As I said, if I can watch every live show on Barstool, I'm pretty happy. I really think that, watching the live as it happens is unique and different than, watching it later.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
pretty
and
fair if you're able to, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
and you won the battle to get Son of a Boy Dad live at 3, so now you can watch that live if you want to as well.
Yeah, I
Which is
have,
great.
and I will, because if anything else, it's
Right.
half of that is supporting Barstool by watching it,
Absolutely.
by liking that, by retweeting it. It's important for Barstool. They need that attention to continue to grow. So I'm happy to be able to participate. That 3:00 slot has made perfect sense, and I'm happy that they decided to make that decision. I don't know why they made that decision to change it from 3 to 4, but I can't honestly believe it was just because I tweeted something. I refuse to believe that. So
You absolutely have to take credit for that. And we're happy that you fixed it. Now to make it easier for us stoolies to watch it. So thank you. Thank you.
you're
Tim.
welcome.
Yeah, I think that
I think you're a
mean,
certified rider now too, because you saved
yeah.
Rico's show. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I go back a ways with Rico, at least in his Barstool days. I mean, we have something in common. As I used to live in Staten Island with my wife for a while, so we know a little bit of. I bounced a few DMs at him a couple of times just to talk about places in Staten Island that we have in common. So it's pretty cool. He's an interesting cat, and I really enjoy the arc that he's been through as to where he is today. And I really think he's, doing great stuff. I think his new show is taking off. I mean, he's already got 10K subscribers, and it's a fun show to watch. It's very quick. It's very easy to digest, and I'm really happy to see that kind of show working.
He's
well
great at it.
Now, are you on the Telegram? Are you
No.
on there? We got to get in the Telegram, Tim. We're a couple of riders here. We got to get in on that Telegram for sure.
I'm fucking scared to get on that thing, dude. I feel like that's like a no-fly list or something. I don't know.
I was
man.
just
There's
at the
probably,
gym. I just
government
did like
trackers.
30 burpees. I'm ready to rock. I don't really. That's my last thing. Isn't really a question for you. It's just I think that you exemplify. You're a great stoolie, and not only just a great stoolie, just like you're a great parent to a Barstool employee, and like it's cool to see that other side of like I mean, me and my mom talk shit sometimes, and she'll say, she's like, I don't know anything about Barstool Sports, but if you were ever on anything they did, I'd watch it. And like my mom tunes into this shit too, because like she's a fan, and that's cool to see like the other side of that those kind of things.
Yeah, it's good. It's not just me. As I said, my wife is consuming pretty much anything that TJ's in, I think is what, and that's always been the case for us. I mean, we're watching mostly to see TJ and just to see how well he's doing with his show. So, but it's been a trip. Thank you for the compliment as far as being a parent, and I'm sure Frankie, you know what it's like to be a parent, and it's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of reward at the end. So
yeah, hard work is for sure. I don't know if you get. Hopefully this microphone's good enough, but he's been screaming like for at least half of this, like because my wife's trying to put him to sleep, and usually I'm the one that does it, so it's not going well up there, but it's okay.
We haven't heard it.
Oh, good. That means this is a good microphone. I'm glad. I lied, Tim. I do have one other thing that I wrote down. Are you on Reddit?
I don't have an account on Reddit. I've come across it, some of my searches. I'm not going to dive down into that too deep.
No, so you're not Appropriate Owl 91?
No,
that's not you.
No.
Okay,
No.
because there was a comment that someone wrote and it said, I'm Tim Hitchens, and I'll fuck you up, bud. And it was appropriate Owl 91. I assume that was not you, but
No,
just wanted to clear the air for everyone on Reddit. That is
It
not
does
Tim
it.
Hitchens.
I
yeah,
mean, after reading that SAS conversation, it seems like your demeanor. All right, that's
yeah.
all I'm saying.
Now, my son and my wife swear a lot better than I do. So
Speaking
I
of
hear
that,
ya.
by the way, I thought Roan was a really good sport. You know, he was coming on. He's like, "I'm sorry, sir. I'll make sure next time, sir." Like he was being a jokester about it, whatever. So I feel like when we spoke on Stoolie Wednesday a little bit, but you feel like Roan was a little bit more like understanding and cool about it, right? I felt like his demeanor compared to like KFC or even like Sass's tweets were a lot different.
yeah, I agree. But if you had watched the live, yeah, you watched a portion of the live Son of a Boy Dad. It was interesting. I agree with you. Roan had a probably a more polite, broader, mature take than Sass did, and that's understandable. I mean, they came at it from different ends. I think Sass was kind of taken aback that I didn't get his joke about Gaz, and that's why he cooled off and dialed off. And I think Roan has seen the whole, you know. I think Roan just has a better view of me, as he may know a little bit more about me than Sass does. I mean, you got to talk to
Makes
both
sense.
of them when we were doing the root beer thing, but I real Roan is something special. He really is a special person. So yeah, I
He's
appreciate
awesome. He's my
everything you said
1-1.
during that show. Yeah.
I
Speaking of
noticed
root
you
beer,
weren't drinking a root beer today, by the way.
No,
yeah.
this is seltzer. Seltzer is pretty much a standard in our family as far as what to drink, at least on the weekdays.
My root beer challenge too still stands. You said not a chance last time. It still stands. That's all I'm saying. We want to line up 12 of them. Whatever we got to do, Tim. It still stands.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
Well,
I don't.
maybe
practicing.
maybe
Yeah.
next case race you join our team and you just do root beers instead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go.
maybe your next case race, I'll join you and do beers, and then we'll have some
There we
fun.
go.
Yeah, I
That
like
was
that.
a pretty cool recording you guys all did. So I'd love to go toe to toe with
Appreciate
you
it.
guys and see who looks worse at the end.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I
I
was
know.
brutal. That was tough. Tough
Yeah,
watch back.
You two did not look well at the end.
I felt great. I felt great. It felt great. I still do. Not.
I did not.
Yeah. I mean, we were looking for a third last time, so yeah, they would
Keep
definitely
me
have to
in
hit
mind
you up.
next time.
Gotcha. No doubt. No doubt. That'd
Love
be a
it.
legendary case race along.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I
say
would-
we have to tell TJ, we get him to even announce that. We got another team that's just behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I told him he told everybody on the Yak that he was going to be on Barstool Breakdown. Now he needs to tell everyone that his dad is going to be on Barstool Breakdown as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's had a hot week. Tim Hitchens has been all over the place, and so we had to make sure we got him on an interview.
I appreciate it.
That's right.
And obviously good timing with everything that happened. I know we
Yeah.
talked about that doing this earlier, so I think this is a good time and worked out well. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Absolutely did. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. And again, man, we appreciate you as being the stoolie that you are, and then your support for the breakdown, for us two little stoolies over here. And we appreciate, you pumping us out how you have. And yeah, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'll look forward to seeing the whole show on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's always awesome to see the retweets, the likes, and it's usually pretty quickly. So once again, we appreciate you, man, and we appreciate your time. And hopefully we'll have you on again soon. Case race, show, whatever it is.
So
You're
next
now a
one.
reoccurring guest, so we'll see you again soon.
All right. Super Bananas and myself say see you later.
Perfect.
All right, thanks, Tim.
I know.
We'll cut it there. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. That was a lot of fun. A lot of
No
fun.
problem.
Yeah.
TJ said you guys are a couple of really, really good dudes. So, I was happy to do it for you.
We appreciate the good
appreciate
words.
that.
Sometimes, like when we'll like DM him or like any of the Barstool guys, we try to DM. We're like, shit, are we overplaying our hand here? Like Spider followed me. Spider followed me today on Twitter, so I like DM'd him right away and was like, hey man, we'd love to have you on one time. And I was like, what am I doing too much here? I don't know. Like, should I let it gel for a second?
right.
But I feel like you got to shoot your shot at him.
Absolutely. And I'm sure he'll come on. He's a good person. He's one of our favorites, my wife and I. We think a lot about Spider. He was very, very gracious when we were there for the Rutgers football game. He was just like, "Do you need anything? Can I get you anything?" And he's like that
That's
all
awesome.
the time. So he's
Yeah,
just
he's the
a
man.
really nice guy.
My only in-person interaction was at the Dozen Live show. We were front row, Frankie and I,
Yeah.
and Spider had the camera running around, and I just got a quick fist bump. Said, "You're the man, Spider." And that was all it was. But
Yeah.
I got him to throw me Takis. Remember that was
that's
my
right.
claim to fame. I was like, Spider, I'm hungry.
Yep, Clem threw me a couple, but they're bad throws.
Yeah. Funny
Yeah.
stuff. All right, Tim. Well, you have a good rest of your night, man. I don't want to hold you up anymore.
All right. Good
We
luck with your
appreciate
son.
you.
I hope you can get him to go down.
Yeah, I still hear shit going on right now. I'm gonna have to go check real quick. So appreciate
All
you,
right.
Tim.
Thank you.
All right.
See you soon.
Thank you,
All
brother.
right, bye. All right. We hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Tim Hitchings. We appreciate him giving us the time that he did. We also hope that he gives us a time to go live one day soon. So shout out Tim. We're going to move into our last segment, which is the Daily Dozen. After going undrafted, Philip Lindsay rushed for 1,000 yards and made the Pro Bowl as a rookie for what AFC West team in 2018? Shout out
Broncos.
Denver Broncos. On my fantasy team, absolutely
He was a beast as a rookie.
dominated.
And he was like then he traveled around.
Jalen
Kobe
Rose,
put up
Maurice
81
Patterson.
Raptors. There's a commercial with Kobe and Jalen Rose where he orders 81 green olives in his drink. They're like having drinks together, and Jalen Rose is just staring at him like, and he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. 2 olives is good."
Oh God, yeah. Unless you know golf, we're fucked here because I don't know shit about golf. Known as one of the greatest golfers to never win a major, in 2010, this British golfer became the number 1 ranked golfer in the world, ending Tiger Woods' record-breaking 281 week streak.
I don't think Sergio
Rory?
Garcia. No, Roy's Irish.
Well, he
Sergio,
never mind, and he also has won a major, which makes no
Right.
sense.
Sergio Garcia never won a major, but I don't think he's British. So the last name that would come to
No,
mind
Sergio
is like,
Garcia's.
yeah, I think it'd be like Lee Westwood. Would be my last guess because he's a British golfer, and I'm pretty sure it's the same era as
Who that
Tiger.
is.
Kirk Minahan talks about him a lot, actually, or used to.
I remember the name from like an answer on Dozen before.
Bang,
Dude.
motherfucker. That's right.
See, I don't watch any golf or know anything.
I was
Besides
my
the
uncle
compact
was-
crossover SUV, the Sportage. Go ahead, sorry.
No, my uncle was a huge Tiger Woods guy. Me, him, and my cousin used to sit there and watch Tiger every Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, no, I know nothing about golf, so there was no way. But this is easy because my wife used to have a Kia Sportage. So
Okay,
shout
there you
out
go.
Kia.
I had no fucking clue. I would have said like Nissan or something. I have no.
Yeah, no, I have a
suck
Kia
at
too, so I definitely knew that one. That was easy for me. Name the 2 celebrities.
Keegan
That's
Key
Key
right
and
away.
Peele.
Yeah, it's Keegan Key is his name. And then outside,
Keegan Michael Key.
is that Oprah's
How do
hair?
you spell that? There he is. Yeah, skinny Oprah, right?
It looks like her hair, but like she's so
No.
skinny that I'm not sure. And like, I don't know. For some reason, I also think Oprah's darker, but I don't know. I'd probably go Oprah. It's Oprah. It's her hair, 100%.
Yeah, God, who else could that? I'm sure there's that one other. It's got to be that outfit's throwing me off too. That doesn't look like an Oprah outfit, but the hair is Oprah, dude.
She got some
Skinny
big ass
Oprah.
hands too. I don't know.
Oh
Oprah.
my God.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, dude.
some
Those are
monster
man
hands.
hands. Are those
Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key's hands?
They use
What
his
the
hands
fuck?
for his mashup.
Jesus.
Shout
All
out
right,
Oprah's
let's do
hands.
Oprah because those are huge.
She give me a hand job. She make me look like a fucking toddler.
Dude, that was crazy. Oh, I thought they were going to show the picture. Oh my God. Horsey sauce. Shout out Arby's.
Hell
Bronco
yeah,
berry
Bronco-
sauce and red
Dude.
ranch sauce are all condiment lineup. Oh, it is Arby's.
Yeah, Bronco berry
I
sauce.
didn't realize that's what they were asking. I just know.
No, Bronco berry sauce
But-
is elite. I used to live behind at Arby's, and my mom would leave us like some money for like dinner or so whatever because she was a bartender, or like still is, works in restaurants. But we'd go down to Arby's. We'd get like a few things off the menu, but my favorite thing was their chicken bacon Swiss, and you get a side of broccoli sauce. You put that on there, it's fucking elite.
Ooh, sounds good. Yeah, the only reason I know about horsey sauce is because of South Park.
Right.
Cartman talks about Arby's horsey sauce. So, television. To represent a shift towards more teen and young adult focus, what did the cable channel formerly known as ABC Family get rebranded as in 2016? This is another me because I'm a parent and it's free form. I know I literally just was watching this the other day.
Good
Sorry,
job. I
I
had no
knew
idea.
that one. I didn't even let you talk, but
No,
I knew it I knew it for a fact just because
not a
it's like
yeah.
it used to be ABC Family and then they changed it to Freeform and there's no logo. It's literally just like it just says Freeform in green. But yeah, it's all like where all like the kids and family movies are on. It's actually a pretty good channel for like when you have to watch shit with the family. Grossing over 250 million worldwide or the 2000 film adaptation of Charlie's Angels starring Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, and what actress as the third angel? Shout out Glennie's Angel.
Oh, Drew
You know
Barrymore.
it?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. Well, just
Yeah,
because you said
buddy.
Glennie. Yeah.
Dude, that movie, God. Yeah, dude, that movie though back in the day, that was like one of the first movies I went to go see by myself in the theaters or something like that, like with a group of friends, and I remember leaving the theater and I came home, my dad was like, "How was it? What'd you go see?" And I was like, "I went to see Charlie's Angels." And he's like, "Charlie's Angels?" And I was
Three
like,
hot
"Oh, it was the
chicks.
greatest movie I've ever seen, man. It was so good, whatever." And my
Yeah,
dad's
shout out
like,
Cameron
"What,
Diaz.
really?" And
Yeah.
then like yeah, and then years later, or like maybe not years later, but later on, I remember he was like, "Dude, I realize why you like that movie now. Like, it's just three hot chicks." Like, I was like, "Yeah, I guess." I didn't even realize. I think also I loved what's his face? Tom Green when he was the Chad. The Chad is great. Um, shout out old
I
people.
think I've seen that movie
All right,
like
last
that.
one. Initially formed in 1988, Billy Corgan has been the frontman and guitarist of what rock band known for songs such as Disarm, Today, and Tonight, Tonight.
Tonight is the Smashing Pumpkins.
That's I don't is that the tonight?
No. That's fun. It really is. Huh. Tonight is the
I don't know
Smashing.
any of this shit. All right,
I'm
well then
pretty
that's
sure
what
it's
we're
the
putting.
Smashing Pumpkins.
That's got to be it then. 9 for 9. Let's go,
Motherfuckers.
dude. I swear to God, I feel like every time I do this stuff, I'm always like, I suck at this. I always
Giants.
get like 5 or 6 max, and that's it. Let's go, breakdown boys. 26-1. I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, we need to get into the play-in tournament, dude. Like, let's get the fucking breakdown boys in. We need a third member, but shout out Sam.
I mean, yeah, like you said, we probably need Sandman on that because he's I think he's around your age too, so you guys will be a little better at that. I think I'm pretty good at the music stuff. I know my bands, and I know my sports, but like television and all that shit, I fucking stink. So I definitely need help there. But yeah, it makes it another reason that it's always good to be on the Barstool Breakdown.
Absolutely. Viva.